Please welcome Nick Kohnke.
Mark, thanks for letting me speak here today. I'm not a professional speaker, and I rehearsed last night. I had a big speech planned for today, but I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about what the industry means to me individually as a person. I served my country in the Marine Corps, fought in Iraq. In 2003, I was deployed for a combat tour. And when I came home, I did 8 years in the Marine Corps, and I decided I need to go back to college. So I utilized the Montgomery GI Bill, and I went back to college to get an education. I thought, if I miss the excitement, I can always go back as an officer, but let me go get my degree. So I went to the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. Great school, great people. That's right. I got my degree in criminal justice, and times were tough when I graduated. But let me digress. My senior or junior year, I had an opportunity to work on the Haynesville Shale that was mentioned earlier. I didn't really know much about what was a shale. I didn't know, But I got a job as a landman working in courthouses and delivering checks to people who had signed up so oil and gas could drill on their land. And I'll tell you, there's no better job than bringing a family a big check. I was everybody's best friend, So that was my introduction to oil and gas. But as I said, I got out of college in 2009. It was the Great Recession. Things were hard. Here I was, I had a degree in my hand, but jobs were scarce. But once again, oil and gas came to the rescue. It seems like they're always hiring, especially in the state of Louisiana. So I got a job on a tugboat. Friends of mine had worked on a tugboat. He worked his way up to captain, making very good money. He says, look, if you're going to work hard and you're willing to learn, there's a lot of potential for you, so just come on out. So I did, and I started off as a deckhand on a tug. Worked my way up, got my tankerman's ticket, tankerman's license, my pay increased. I said, hey, this is awesome, and it's all to oil and gas. Then I got an opportunity to work as a dispatcher in the office 5 days a week. And I was thinking, all right, I'm doing well enough, I think I can start a family here. It's provided that for me, that security. And I didn't, I wasn't able to even think that far ahead when I was graduating college and things were so bleak. I didn't think, I'd be able to make it to where I could start a family, support a family, but it's been the oil and gas industry that's done that. So I want to talk a little bit about the company I work for, Madere and Sons Towing. I work in Buras, Louisiana, and as Scott Angel said, Morgan City's got oil and gas and seafood, but I put Plaquemines Parish and Buras, Louisiana, Belle Chase right on that list too. They go hand in hand. But so I work for a company that's a family company, 3 generations. It's provided jobs. We have 70 employees. The father, Al Madere and Kathy Madere, started the company back in the 70s with one boat. And they were shrimpers first. And they said the oil and gas industry provided them an opportunity. They had one boat. And they've handed the company on to their children. And they've grown it. And now we've got over 10 boats. And as I said, 70 employees. And that's 70 families that depend on on those jobs. And like they've mentioned, Mark's mentioned, oil and gas goes up and down. We really don't have too much control over that. In fact, we've contributed to it. And we're producing 1 to 2 million barrels more of oil than the world needs. And we've done that because of the shale revolution and technology and the ingenuity of the American worker. So we've blown up, right? We've been our own worst enemy in a sense because oil's fallen. But what are we going to look like when oil does go back up? Well, there's something that's really troubling going on in Plaquemines Parish right now, as well as Jefferson, is these legacy lawsuits that you've heard so much about. Our parish decided to sue the oil and gas companies for coastal zone management permit violations. And they're suing our industry. And it has an effect, I'll tell you. When oil was booming, they were going to, one company, I can't name names, but they had 5 wells planned in Plaquemines Parish. And now, with everything going on, they have 2 wells that they're going to do now. But they're not in Plaquemines, they're in Texas. And they're Texas acreage. Now, no one wants to do business where they're being sued. So we really need to take a hard look at the legacy lawsuit. So I'm not going to bore you anymore. I'm sure you heard a lot about them, but we need to fight this thing as an industry. Oil will be back up. We just need to band together and be strong, be one voice, and fight these frivolous lawsuits. Because oil and gas isn't causing coastal erosion. The culprits, the levees and the Corps of Engineers. Now, thank goodness they built the levees so we can all live down there in Plaquemines Parish. But honestly, when you cut the river off, which is the main supplier of sediment, what built the marsh over hundreds of years, when that was cut off, that's when the slow death began. And that's the culprit. Now let's stick together. We need partners to build our coast, and the energy industry is the best partner you can have. So let's band together. Let's do the right thing. Let's fight these lawsuits, and let's continue to provide jobs for Louisiana. Thank you.